Hey everybody, it's Charlie with Sly Fox Fishing here. We're out here fishing today. Got a fishing partner with me today, a young man. He found me through my 40-acre pond video, and then come to find out he went to school with my daughter. So we got hooked up. We're gonna do a little fishing here and see if we can catch something. And the young man's name is Tristan, and we'll show you his face here in just a second. And he's got all kinds of setup for him. He's ready for everything. Step on my rod. Introduce yourself there, young man.
My name's Tristan Shaw from Spencerville. Just plan on catching a bunch of fish today.
And that's what we hope for sure. So we're going to see what we can do. Catch something out of the canal here. Yesterday they were biting around pretty good up here by the bridge too. Bunch of little ones. Oh yeah. If you see a bone whopper plopper, it's mine. I hung it up on the trees over here and it was slowly floated underneath yesterday, disappeared. I planted that frog right in the mud. You hear that? Actually dented the mud over there. That's funny. I've caught a few crappie up here this year on Wacky Rig.
Yeah, about a week ago when I was down here, I seen a bunch at the surface. Tried throwing a little small, like 1-inch swim bait. Didn't work.
If it wasn't here, I'd eat the crappie.
I know up at the reservoirs about 2 weeks ago, crappie were getting pretty nice.
That's probably one of the best tasting fish there is. People want to say walleye, no. I don't care for walleye.
I've only had walleye ever since once.
I've tried eating walleye a few times. I get a funky aftertaste. And as long as I got it in my mouth, I'm fine. It's delicious.
Yeah.
But as soon as I swallow it, instantly I get this oily funkiness. It's like, yeah.
Something that does taste really good though, perch, they do taste good.
Perch do taste good.
Only way I'll like them in the belly. Especially up there.
Yeah, we were all up at Anna, Josh, and me, and a buddy of mine. We were up by Oak Harbor, out on a charter, and we're on a smallmouth and walleye charter. We ended up catching like, I think 6 keeper walleye and a perch, and a buddy of mine, he ended up getting the reel in because they had the captain had 2 rods offside the boat with crawfish on it. Because we was fishing there, you know, with smallmouth were too up on these little flats. And slept on that one. He didn't look very big. And he ended up getting a 4-pound 4-ounce. Yeah, 4-pound 4-ounce smallie. And because as soon as you get off those flats and hit that ledge, that's when the smallies usually would smack it. And he ended up catching another one. We didn't weigh that one, but it looked like it was actually a little bit bigger, but it was bleeding. The captain was like, I don't want to hurt him, get back in the water. Like, that's fine, you know. But plans was to get on some big smallies that day because some people want to eat the smallies. So when I was talking to the owner of the charter business, he was like, you plan on keeping any bass with the walleye? I'm like, I said, well, actually, I said, if it wasn't for people I know that eat walleye, I said, I wouldn't even keep walleye. He was like, are you crazy? I'm like, no, I don't like them. He's like, well, if you don't have anybody who wants them, well, I got a neighbor that likes them, and, you know, a couple other people that like them that I'll bring back, you know, whatever we catch. And we'll eat them, you know, they'll eat them right into a tree. And he's like, okay, so if not, you know, we'll keep them. And so, and we had a big perch, probably like a 15, 16 inch perch that we ended up catching too. And but the captain's like, well, you know, on the smallmouth, you know, are you planning on keeping any of them? I'm like, no. I said, I've ate bass when I was a kid. I said, you know, my dad, you know, I was raised up, if it was legal to keep, you kept it, no matter what it was, you know, if it was something that we'd eat. And he's like, well, if you don't plan on keeping any, he said, I'll make sure my captain takes you to the one spot that we usually get a lot of 6 and 8 pounders. I said, well, bud, I definitely ain't keeping none then. And no, big bass up to about 1.5 pounds, 1.75 pounds, that's when bass start getting a weird taste to them. And but yeah, we didn't get to go to that spot because the wind ended up changing direction that morning and run us off the lake, you know, getting 7-8 foot swells. And we was in a 38-foot boat, but the guy was like, yeah, he said, I'm sorry. He said, I can't keep you guys out on the water this rough. I'm like, I understand, you know, you got rules you gotta go by. I said, it don't scare me none. Anna didn't care much for it. She ended up getting a little, well, Tristan got one on over there if he can keep it in.
No. You got it.
Ah, a little scoundrel. It happens.
On the wacky rig though.
Hey. As an old faithful setup. Started by some guys on Lake Fork. Is it down there? Stuck in the mud?
I think so. Or you just like confused about doing.
Maybe he flopped off and got his mouth stuck in the mud.
I think he did. No, I wasn't. You know that, like, bin at the bottom in the fishing section at Walmart, that bin at the bottom of like $2 baits,
Mm-hmm.
just like, you know, random baits. Picked up Senko.
Mm-hmm. Nice little danker. Thanks, you buddy.
I bought a pack and I came down here and I just Nico rigged it and went through the whole pack. I didn't know pink was such a good color down here.
Pink is an underrated color. They used to have these old sluggos back when I was younger, and they were big, and they're pinks and they're whites and chartreuse and limes and yellows, and they worked. At least we ain't skunked now.
You're not.
What in the world? Oh, there's a line going across on Lane over. Yeah, I pulled a rod and reel out of here earlier this year. It has like a little El Cheapo. Somebody that was snagged up in this tree. I think it would remind me of it because there's the line there tangled up in it. And I got snagged on the line. And I was just pulling up, and here comes the rod and the reel. I'm like, it was a little spinning reel, like a 4'8" rod or something. And they got mad, I guess, and they busted the reel off the rod. So I guess they figured, well, if somebody does get it, then whatever. I'm like, wasn't like the line was that hard to break. You know, it probably took them more pressure to break the reel off the rod to break the reel than it would have been to pop the line. Like little 6-pound test lines, like really you couldn't break the line? I mean, I'll pop 40-pound braid, but I'm gonna wrap my hand up in my shirt. Because that stuff will slice you big time.
When I rig up my poles, I just use 15-pound line, and you know, I'm tying knots and stuff, wrapping around my fingers, pulling it tight, and
Cut into you?
Yeah, I cut my finger all the time.
Yep. I use braid on everything now. I don't use, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, use a fluoro leader or mono leader tied to it. Like, nah, I'm running straight braid, and that's just the way it is. Yeah.
I've been running
Yeah.
I love it. Cast is super far. It's really sensitive. This is just the 7-foot, but medium rod.
Mm-hmm.
I throw pretty much everything. Small crankbait, soft plastic worm.
Yeah.
Nice bait. Oh.
I got 3 spinning rods from 6 Gill, and they're all medium lights, 6'9" Miyakas. You talking about a rod that don't weigh nothing? I mean, well, there's a 1 ounce spinnerbait on that.
That's pretty light.
Yeah, that
Lighter compared to my stuff.
this combo here is like less than 11 ounces. Oh, that's the new business rod. That's a light one too.
I really like it. Throws up to 2 ounces, so I can throw 2 ounce swim bait on it.
Cool.
Works pretty well.
Yeah, I think this is a creature rod. I think it's up to 1.25 ounces, I think. But the backbone these rods have, they underrate them so much.
Go out there and buy a combo for $120, or you got these people that spend $500 on a single reel.
Oh yeah. I got some money. I mean, this is $300 reel, $120 rod. You know, but still not, you know, super high-end stuff. But the quality, you know.
That goes because my first bait caster I got was on
Me too.
everybody. But 1 year warranty, and I had it for 6.
When I wanted to get into bait casting, and my dad had bait cast reels, old ones, you know, he had some of the old green Ambassador round reels, and I wanted to use his, you know, because he didn't use them anymore, and he was like, "Oh no, you ain't using my reels." He said, "You can go out and you can buy you a bait caster and learn how to use them." So that's what I did. I was about 12 years old, and I went to Walmart, you know, back in the day, and they were just Abu Garcia black back then, and so I bought the rod and reel combo for $29.
Dude, I paid $60 for mine.
Well, 30 years ago. And I had that thing. I broke one. Believe it or not, I did. I would end up about a 20-pound flathead, and I busted drive gear in it. It just locked up. I had to walk backwards up a hill at Aqua Butler Spillway in Mississippi, and to get the fish in, my dad, you know, he ended up grabbing hold of it and getting it the rest of the way in for me. But yeah, on the way home, stopped Senatobia, Mississippi at the Walmart and swapped it in for a new one. Then I used that one for over a year, and then I went and spent money. Oh, that's a decent one there. Oh, you gonna measure? Yep, I think you'll measure. And I switched over and ow, you little toothy son of a gun. And I ended up getting a 4600C because Walmart didn't have anything else. And that's when Walmart actually carried the Sweden-made reels from Abu Garcia. And so I got that. Got some Bass Pro Shop Bionic blade rods. Good thing it ain't warm, fishy. Then I ain't gotta climb down the bank with my board. Come on, be a measure. Oh, you're not a measure. You're too short. Already got 13 3/4. Yep. Too short for the catch 22, but still fun to catch nonetheless. And I had that reel for years and years and years. And somebody ended up stealing the rod and reel. And but I had, you know, some 5600s and 6000s as well. I got a 5600 C4 I bought in 2001, and oh, it's on a big catfish pole I got now, but I used it up until 20. Every time I went fishing, that was my rod and reel I used. And well, not the catfish pole, but the reel on the rod. And now I switched over in 20 and bought these two Homars, 6 gill. They're beautiful. I mean, I can take wacky rig, worm, no problem, weightless. Then I got 2 of their Texas project reels. I should have brought one with me today, but I didn't. And they're even smoother than these reels. It's like, wow. I wish I'd have bought more of them.
My Black Max did me service because I took it everywhere. And when oh my God, you're on fire. Oh.
He spit it. He's a little bitty dinker.
Yeah.
He might have been lucky to be 7 inches.
I took it everywhere with me, and one time we went down to the Ohio River and fished with my mom and brothers and sisters. And they don't do bass fishing; they catfish on the riverbank. Just cast out weight, hook, and piece of cut bait and weight. And at the time, I didn't have any catfishing stuff, so I just threw my Black Max and like a 2-ounce weight and giant hook and got a catfish. And I'm like, wow, guess I'm hooked on catfishing now.
Catfish is fun.
A few years down the road, I have more catfishing poles than bass poles. I just spent $200 the other day at my friend's garage. Got myself a nice 10-foot casting rod and a nice casting reel. Still haven't caught a fish on it.
Yeah, I have 2. Oh, got a hook up. This is a small one. Fish is a fish though. Oh, he's a fighter. Oh, he might be a little over a pound there, maybe. Oh, he's right at a pound, ain't he? Oh yeah, look at there. That's in between pound and a quarter probably. Decent little bass.
Mark on them too.
That little male peeing everywhere.
Oh, no, wash.
So when you know you got a little bull bass, a little buck bass, he gonna pee on you, little scoundrels. Oh, maybe I bumped something. Thought I had probably some junk in the water. Yep, junk in the water. I thought.
Yeah, I just saw that stick over there and I cast into it. I thought I got snagged on the stick and then it started running.
You ever watch Debo's fishing?
Yeah, I love him.
See you wood, fish the wood.
He was one of the first like YouTubers that I actually consistently watched.
Oh, that dude can paint some crankbaits, man. Oh my God, Debo is freaking awesome.
He's gifted with that.
He painted some for Fishing with Gramps, and they're just a green and black because it's Gramps' favorite color. And oh, those crankbaits are sweet. It's like, oh, like, come on, Debo, I'll take some. When he gets stuff painted and gets on his website, they're gone. Like, I mean, you got to be there within the first few minutes of him posting it on his website to get them. And he don't do pre-orders. So, because, you know, he just, you know, he don't know if he's going to get time to do them or not, you know.
I'm not really big on crankbait fishing. Got a few in my tackle box, but I can't get into it.
I love crankbait fishing. It's fun. But I like, you know, hot summertime deep water. You know, running, you know, 18, 20 foot deep. There's a guy years ago, used to go fishing with him on his boat down Sardis Lake in Mississippi there. And one day, I mean, like middle of August, it's 105 degrees. And that morning we was running spinner baits and stuff first thing, and wacky rigged for a little bit, and it was like catching a bass every now and then, and there was no size to them. And he's like, well, there's one little spot I want to go to in the mouth of a creek dumping into the lake. So we got up there, and the water was a little bit higher than what he had thought it was going to be. So we was able to take his 16-foot bass boat up in the creek channel for probably half a mile. And we was up in there with spinnerbait stuff, and we was catching a lot of, you know, 3-4 pounders. And then we end up coming out of there, and we got up, there was this big old rock just out in the middle, right out from where the creek channel come out. It was like the creek channel come out, and it was like in the middle of it, but like 100 feet away. So we went out there by it, and the water's just big drop off right there. And we were running 16 plus, you know, crankbaits.
Yeah.
And storm started blowing in, you know, and we started, you know, catching bass, you know. And we were, our average that day in that area was probably almost 8 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, best day of fishing I've ever had in my life. Me and him fished right there for probably 2 hours, and it was pouring rain. Finally, lightning started, and we got off. He's like, I'm not gonna be on the water with lightning. I'm like, I don't blame you. I don't want to be here either. And so, but we had caught probably over 100 bass apiece.
Oh, wow.
You know, and we were just wearing them out on the crankbaits. And it was like, oh my God, neither one of us wanted to leave. We were soaking wet. Village pump was like continuously running on his boat, just pouring water out of it because it was raining so hard. And we were like completely drenched, you know. We ended up going up to the little restaurant there by the boat dock and to dry off. Because neither one of us, we didn't bring clothes. Oh! And so we didn't have nothing dry to wear. So we went to the restaurant and ate and got dried off. I know you come untangled when I get you out of the water. But that was, like I said, that was the best day of bass fishing I've ever had. Probably my best day of fishing ever.
So the best I've ever had was out filming stream in April, and the only thing they wanted to hit was chatterbait. I caught probably like 8 or 10 2-pounders. I mean, yeah, they're only 2-pounders, but like when they consistently hit cast after cast, I think that's fun.
To me, at Field and Stream, a 2-pound bass is awesome.
Yeah.
I'd never complain of a 2-pound bass out there. There's a guy, he seen me out there a few years ago, and I was just scrubbing a jig across the bottom.
I got fish that jumps right underneath it.
And I ended up catching 5 or 6 bass, you know, while my wife, she was catfishing. I had a catfish rod out too, but I was just doing a little bass fishing before it got dark, because usually around dark the bass shut off out there.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know if they're scared of the catfish or what.
Did you know that there was hybrid striped bass in there?
Yep.
I didn't know that until I caught one.
I haven't caught one yet. Them son of a guns, they're elusive to me out there. I've had them chase, you know. I've had them blow up on top water, you know. I had one, you know, blow up like 7 or 8 times on a whopper plopper. I mean, just kept, he was completely coming out of the water. But wasn't getting him. I'm like, you son of a gun.
I caught mine on a jerk bait.
Really?
Yeah. Actually, I'll show you here in a second, because it left a hot, giant mark on it. Like, it like hit it hard. And then I had another one, but I lost it. But that was the first time I ever heard of one out there. So all I thought that was out there were crappie, bluegill, bass, and catfish. That's all I thought. And then I
Straighten yourself out, good deal.
come to find out there's those. There used to be walleye in there. There's those giant grass cars. And then they added trout back into it. There's a lot in there, more than I thought there was.
Yeah, they put hybrids in there. In 2009. Because my neighbor over here, he was out there when they stocked catfish that year, and they had, I think he said 100 stripers. That's a nice one.
Yeah, just caught it at night on a jerkbait.
Yeah, my biggest hybrid I caught it down at Kaiser Lake, down east of Sydney.
Yeah.
And I was down there, and I knew they were in there, but I was never expecting to catch one. I'd fished that morning, and I'd caught 3 bass about that long. And I was getting ready to leave, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go down here and blow the spillway. Fish it, why not, you know. I was running cheap $1 Walmart spinnerbait, like purple and green pumpkin. And I'd casted and rolled down with the current, you know, like bait fish getting rushed out of the fast water. And never got hit on nothing. And going down the creek channel there, you had a spot about this wide to cast through, and you only had like 8 feet from the ground clearances as trees. So I'm like casting out there, trying to get out down the creek some, and there's this big tree that had fell down, landed across the water. And I was casting, I was landing like 3 or 4 feet short of it every time. You know, it's probably like 40 feet away. And I'm like, all right, this is my last cast, I'm going home. pitched it real good. Round the other side of the log. I'm like, okay. Rolled it up over there and it popped up on the log. And then I just kind of just tipped my rod like that and make it slide off. As soon as it slid off, boom, whoosh, right under the log. That fish breaking water on the other side. I'm like, I don't know what you are, but you are big. I mean, it was just spool and drag. And I'm like, dang. It was like, let me crank my drag a little bit. You know, he's got like 22 pounds of drag on him. Cranks it down a little bit. And I only had 30-pound test braid on then. And that dude pulled like 70, 80 feet on the other side of that log. Ooh. And I was done. I'm like, crank drag up, and I just started horsing him. I'm like, well, if you break off, you break off, whatever. You know, you've been a fun fight so far. Got him up on the back on this side of the log. Still couldn't tell what it was. I mean, it was just yanking hard. I mean, it just yanking my arm and hand and everything. I'm like, man, I don't know what you are. And ended up being a 4.18 pound hybrid.
Wow.
That dude fought so hard. I'm like, dang. Now I've caught a 19-pound hybrid out of the ocean up in Boston from my brother-in-law back in 05. It was 28 1/8 inches long. But man, that dude was fat. You know, my brother-in-law was like, man, I can't believe this fish is heavy as it is. But I mean, he was just girthed up. You know, I mean, he was like that big around.
Wow.
You know, fat as could be. He was like, something must have stunted that booger's growth to be that much, you know, because he's like, oh, you know, he was telling me, you know, they caught a couple that were legal size, you know, 28 inches legal to keep in Massachusetts waters. And he said they're like maybe 10 to 12 pounds at most. And I had that one, and he was like, I can't believe it's that big. That fish is super heavy. I caught a few before that. They were like 18 to 21 inches. And we were actually, the tide was almost completely back out. You know, the low tide again that day. And we just sitting there, me and him, just chit-chatting, you know, talking about going to the little ferry dock where they had a little restaurant in there, I guess, you know, something to eat. Yeah. And I was reaching down to pick up my pole to reel it in so we go get something to eat. Drag burning. I'm like, whoa. And I actually got that on my 5600 C4 round reel. Caught it on, you know, I had a Pro Qualifier rod from Bass Pro Shops, medium heavy. That was about a 40-minute fight. I had a 30-pound test braid. But yeah, that was a heck of a fight, man. It was like, I've caught a 48-pound catfish. Didn't fight that hard. And that dude fought hard. So I was really, really happy that we finally caught a keeper. Man, you talking about now saltwater striper, but that's a good tasting fish. Real good.
I think the longest fight I ever had with a fish was up at Grand Lake. It's just trying to catch blute.
Little light setup.
Little light rod. And somehow I snagged a carp.
Oh geez.
And that was probably a good like 20-minute fight until it finally got up. Because like it almost spooled me at least like twice. I was just trying to see if I maybe could get it because I had a net and I normally never have it.
Mm-hmm.
But it just wouldn't stop moving. And
Oh, that striper. I had probably, at least 200 yards of line on my reel, 30-pound braid. And there was a couple times I was looking at my spool with just 3 or 4 wraps on it. Yeah. We got that dude right at my brother-in-law. He jumped off the big seawall there down on the sand. And he reached up to grab my line. The fish, he was only like 5 or 6 feet out, and he's laying on the side. He was wore out. And I hollered up my brother. I said, "You touch my line, he gets off. I said, I'm gonna beat you to death this fishing rod." He's like, "No problem."
I don't know why people's first instinct is just to grab the line. That's the worst thing you can do.
Oh, my dad was bad about that. I'd get so mad at him. Oh, I'd flip out. I'd be like, "Man, don't touch my stuff."
Yeah.
And you're like, "Oh, boy, it'll be all right." I'm like, you touch your own line, old man. Leave mine alone.
I have my own pond back at my house.
Mm-hmm.
We made the mistake of adding too many catfish to it. We can't keep bass over 2 pounds for a life. I mean, there's plenty of bluegill and stuff.
Oh, right in a tree.
It's just, I don't know. I mean, one of them, we put like a 3-pounder in there,
Mm-hmm.
and next day it was been in half.
Dang.
Catfish must have got a hold of him and didn't let go. The biggest catfish we had in there during the time when we put that 3-pounder in there, it was like an 8-pound channel. It wasn't too big. And over the years, just catching so many catfish out from the stream,
Oh.
put them in the pond.
Mm-hmm.
They grow big quick.
Oh, yeah. They got...
When we go out there and throw cups of dog food out. I think that was the biggest mistake we did. Just go out there and throw dog food out there for them.
Yeah, if you don't have a good population of big bass, catfish can hurt you.
We're trying to keep crappie in there alive. I mean, the catfish, they won't touch the crappie, but every time I catch one out of the pond, it's just like, it's so skinny. It's like, I wonder why. And then I did a little bit more research. Their main food is minnows.
Uh-huh.
We don't got minnows in the pond. That's why whenever I catch them, they're so skinny. It's like, oh, it kind of makes sense to me. I've been trying to find places where I can just go to because I don't really trust the online them shipping minnows to me. I don't really trust that. I was trying to find places around here where I can go buy minnows in bulk. The guy down my road, he also has a pond, and he put a bunch of crappie and smallmouth in there, which that smallmouth will survive. And he bought like 30 pounds of minnows for $15. I was like, "Where'd you get that?" And he didn't tell me. I'm like, "Come on, man, my crappie need to survive." Yeah. And I was thinking maybe if you put the minnows in there, the catfish will lay off the bat.
Maybe.
In the end, I'm probably just gonna have to catch all the catfish out of there.
Well, you always do catch a bunch of, depending on how deep your pond is, somebody's got a net, seine a bunch of catfish out of there.
I think the deepest point's like 9 foot.
Mm.
I mean, it's not even too big of a pond. It's probably like, take the canal's width times 2. That's how long it is. It's not too big. I'd say it's probably like a quarter of the size of Bill's Spring.
Another thing about crappie, they can take over a pond too. If they get established real good, because crappie will just destroy.
The one thing though we're kind of concerned about is green sunfish.
Mm-hmm.
They got done having their spawn,
Mm-hmm.
and they're already like 4 or 5 inches in a matter of like 2 months. And, you know, once they get so big, their mouths, they're like almost like a bass. Because I caught one the other day, one of the bigger ones we put in there, on a fluke. Like a 3-aught EWG hook. And
Mm-hmm.
oh, wow. I'm surprised you can put that in your mouth.
Now, green sunfish can grow quick, and they get a big mouth on them. Oh, I wish they would weed eat this bank a little better. Be so much nicer. I don't mind getting down in that stuff before the green thistle gets, or the purple thistle gets too much. I was down here, about where that little tree is right down there, probably a month and a half ago. Now I'm standing there and I felt something under my shoe. I'm like, what in the world? So let's replay it. Snake. I'm like, oh God. Yeah, I'm a big chick when it comes to snakes. I don't like them at all.
I had pet snakes, whole pythons.
Oof.
But got too much of a hassle after we bought mice and feed them. And $3 for a little mouse. That's
Oof.
expensive and quick.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you're almost better off raising mice.
It got too expensive, so then we ended up selling them.
Yeah, Anna's older brother, Jordan, he lives up in Michigan. He's got snakes and he raises mice to feed them. He said, I ain't buying them. He said, it costs too much money.
This rod right here, I just bought it yesterday, specifically for worm fishing, so I heard it's a really good rod.
Mm-hmm.
So, 610, medium heavy with fast action. I like it so far, it seems really good. I haven't caught fish on it yet. Cool.
That ain't the rod's fault.
Yeah, true. Operator.
No fish, just being a little stubborn today. Actually, man, about this time yesterday, they turned on pretty good for about 20 minutes.
I catch no more than 6 out of here every time I come up. It's like, that's the most I've ever caught is 6. I've never caught more than that.
Yeah.
He's out of here.
Probably actually go down the other end. Just what I want. Thistles. Just what I want. Get off of there. Break out the pliers. Ain't sticking my fingers on that little dude. Get eat up. No, thank you. Go down there by the Memorial Park. They were hitting real good down there yesterday. I fished up this way a little bit, then I went down there and ended up catching a couple decent ones. Better turn it.
Oh no! I'm running with it. Running to the left.
Well, maybe he didn't get that hook and you get back in there on him.
Yeah, this is a pretty decent sized worm. Yeah, it's probably like fish probably the size of the worm too. Yeah, I just picked up this yesterday too. When I picked up the rod, I just saw some baits. I'm like, this might be pretty good for tomorrow, especially if it gets late in the afternoon. Because I was always told summertime, big worms, fish and slow.
Big worms is good.
Big 12, 10 inch no worms.
Probably a little 7/8 inch bass.
Too bad I broke off my wacky rig down there.
Well, you need to re-rig? I got stuff.
Yeah, I was fishing out of Grand Lake and it was really windy and had my bag on the ledge and
Oh no.
open and pretty much everything fell out.
Oh, I got stuff for wacky rig. Don't worry about that.
I lost my wacky rig tool and a bunch of wacky rig hooks and all that. That's why I only had one Senko left with that O-ring.
See, we got a cast crate here. You want to try one of them? We got it in green, or we got it in black and blue fleck.
Let's go black and blue.
Well, whopper plopper out of the way.
I've had some decent luck on the whopper plopper recently. Up at a reservoir.
I'll make this. You ever do the twin ring?
Yeah. But that's normally what I do, but
I try to do the, I call them clears, clear and a black. And makes it easier to separate them, or to cross them.
yeah.
And let's see here. And we can, I got some weedless, weighted ones. Or that there is, that's a 6 cents wacky rig hook there. And there's alien blood Helgi right there.
That's cool. That'd be pretty good for smallmouth up at,
A little,
you know, that would be really killer on.
that's mustard.
That'd be killer on a drop shot.
Oh yeah. There's a clear. Oh yeah.
Cool. That would be deadly. Fishing up at.
There's a little shiner. And of course there's the alien bloods. Yeah, when they ain't all stretched out like it was on a hook, they're just, oh man, they're awesome. Oh, there's a black and blue flake.
Yeah, those would be pretty good on.
Yeah,
drop shot.
Rick sent me them free.
Oh,
Yeah, you can Ned rig them or drop shot them. Oh, dude. I don't have the patience for it. Of course, then, you know, here's some Yamamotos. I love my Yamamotos still.
You have any, I saw you had bandito bugs, but do you have any other goon baits?
Yeah. I got all kinds of googling crap. Oh, you know. Like right here. There's a lucky log. Bandito bug. Oh, I got crap strewed everywhere. Oh, I get my glasses. I'm gonna end up with a headache if I don't. There's some bandito bugs. There's a mixture. There's some slim shakes. More bandito bugs. Crack and crawl. Another crack and crawl. Oh, some more slim shake. Watermelon red.
Oh wow,
Dude.
I thought I had a lot of stuff.
There's some, oh, I got all kinds of junk in here. There, I got rod covers and I'm using them. If you ever buy braid, never buy that type of spider wire.
That's what I got on my one spinning reel.
The easy braid.
Yeah.
Oof. 30. I don't know about any of the lighter, but 30-pound test junk.
I got the 8 one. Well, I went with 65 when I was doing some heavy frog fishing.
There's some clouts. 6 cents clouts. I got all kinds of crap. There's more Slim Shakes. There's some.
You got that out of the bin at the bottom.
Yep, just come out of the bottom bin. That's another one out of the bottom of the bin.
Yeah.
I got all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Little Yum Probes. Oh, sometimes I'll even run them on spinnerbait. Oh yeah. They even got some of them crazy things. I never used them yet. Got them from Ollie's.
It looks like some kind of saltwater lure.
Yeah, but I know some guys that use them. They work. Yeah, Lunk Hunt Spider. I got all kinds of junk. Little shad scent spray.
Oh, that's cool. I thought about getting some of the light target, like the bait ball things, but
A little bit of Z-Man, bang sticks.
are those?
But you have to, yeah, you have to weight them though, because they'll just sit right on top of the water. You have to, you know, do something. There's an Alabama rig. Ain't never hooked it up yet. No, there's some more Slim Shakes.
Gulp. I really like the gulp stuff when it comes to
Yeah.
trying to catch like crappie or something.
These are from last year. They're probably going to be bad by the end of this year.
Oh, is that a spider?
Lunk Hunt Spider? Oh yeah.
That's cool.
I've fished with it a couple times. I haven't caught anything on it yet,
No.
but I've seen them in person catch fish.
Yeah.
So
I've
I've
seen a bunch of people using them.
they real work.
to catch fish.
Yeah, there's my Crush 100X. There, it's in there, and it's in a box, and Quake 70's in a box, and I got a Quake 80 or all kinds of junk.
You're talking about probably like around like 600, maybe 700 bucks right there in bait stuff.
I'm a frugal shopper. I like buying them when they're on sale.
Yeah.
Like most of the Guggen stuff when Big R was shutting down. Oh, I wore them out.
What, a big R, then went to Fuel Stock.
Yep, Stock and Field. Now it's like RP Harvest.
Yeah. It's sad though from what they went from. They went from a really good like 6 aisles down to 2.
Yeah,
Really sad.
yeah. They were the only place you'd get Guggen around here. You know,
Where was it? I saw it somewhere.
some of the tackle shops, smaller tackle shops had them, but
Yeah.
man, the price you have to pay, they wanted for me like, whew. Even with shipping online, if I'm buying 4 or 5 things, you know.
I didn't know this one floated.
It sinks extremely slow. I usually, you got any nail weights? So I usually put like a half a nail weight in one end, and that does pretty good. I don't mind Nico rigging if that's what needs to happen, but I don't like when you weight them. It messes with the way the worm falls too much. But if you ain't got one, just looking at that same box that them hook stuff's in, there's nail weights in there. Yeah, I usually like put like half of one in there, and it just lets it fall real slow, you know, so it still has that weird movement. But if you put the whole one in there, it just goes zip, straight down, and I don't like that, because if I'm gonna do that, I'm just gonna Texas rig, you know, and let it fall that way. Cash Cray does scent their plastics. It don't have a whole lot, you can't really smell it a whole lot because it's more fish pheromone. So, but it is scented.
last time I was fishing down here, this wasn't an issue. It's always down there, this hydrilla.
Yeah. Oh, there's a bunch of it down here.
Last time I was down here, there was none.
Yeah, it's got to that point of the year, there's a bunch of it in here. Yep, I watch Lunkers. He's been more on Speak the Truth thing with the Ukraine Russian stuff going on, and I watch every episode of that. I hope Russia gets their ass fucking annihilated. I hope they screw up enough that they make a mistake and do something to NATO country, and we just go pulverize them. You know, it's just stupid the way they done Russia done everything. Oh, we're not gonna do nothing. We're just having training exercises. You bunch of liars. Yeah, I try not to get political or anything like that because, I mean, political parties are corrupt as can be on either side. Doesn't matter which one they are. And
well, the only reason I was bringing it up is the Vegan Squad was good with when they just had Flair, AP, Lunker, Lake Ford, and who else is it? Who am I missing? One Rock.
yep.
Just fine. And then they brought Lojo.
I like Lojo.
I liked him too until he joined Vegan Squad and then he became the way he did, because I was always a fan of Militant Fishing.
Mm-hmm.
Loved him. Loved watching him. But and then he made that one video like dogging on him. I'm just like, come on man, it's about baits, really. Like not necessarily grow up, but like you're an adult.
Oliver Milliken made that video talking about the different Guggen baits.
Yeah, and then Lojo fired back basically with the same thing.
Yeah.
That's one.
Oh,
That's better.
we got a hookup. Ah.
Oh, I had him for a second. And he ran into the hydro and went on. I might stop that.
Yeah, hydraulic can be a pain.
And it's just like, people make the same bait. Like,
You can only make so many bait,
yeah.
you know. And, you know, like, a lot of companies, you know, they talk about the Bandito bug. Like, oh, that's the same, you know, as the Rage bug, you know, type of scoop and everything like that. Well, you know, the Rage bug wasn't even their original design on the trailer scoops. Can't remember who the guy was, but it wasn't anything to do with Strike King. You know, they all, you know, got permission. You know, they have to pay royalties. You know, so it is what it is. You know, I don't care. I mean, if people really want to get real technical, you know, the Cream is the first one to make soft plastic.
Yeah.
Worm.
The original worm.
Well, then, you know, everybody is copying him.
Yeah.
You know, I don't get into all the, you know, that stuff. It's stupid. You know, I mean, if it's a bait and it works, I'll use it. I don't care who made it.
Yeah.
You know.
That's what I was like, trying to get at. It's like, people are going to make the same bait. It's just another way to make money.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yep.
Especially when there's like all these off-brand cheap Chinese companies.
Oh, yeah.
want to do. Go out to all those individual creators and rest them like just fishing. I never thought people would take fishing so seriously to the point where it costs people to lose millions.
Yeah. I mean, it's the Gary Yamamoto Senko. By far, that is most well known and probably has caught more fish on Senko type baits than any other. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Little scoundrels. Every once in a while you'll see some bass over there slamming under that tree.
Well, that wasn't bad. Let me go grab my frog.
You never know. I mean, if you didn't 100% tell that was a carp, it could have been a bass. There's some 5-6 pounders in this leg of the canal. I missed a 4-pounder here yesterday. Turn it.
Oh no! I felt it running with it. Running to the left.
Well, maybe he didn't get that hook and you get back in there on him.
Yeah, this is a pretty decent sized worm. Yeah, it's probably like fish probably the size of the worm too. Yeah, I just picked up this yesterday too. When I picked up the rod, I just saw some baits. I'm like, this might be pretty good for tomorrow, especially if it gets late in the afternoon. Because I was always told summertime, big worms, fishing slow.
Big worms is good.
Big 12, 10-inch silicone worms right underneath cover, real slow. Bluegill pecking out.
Probably a little 7-8 inch bass.
Too bad I broke off my wacky rig down there.
Well, you need to re-rig? I got stuff.
Yeah, I was fishing out of Grand Lake and it was really windy and had my bag on the ledge and
Oh no.
open and pretty much everything fell out.
Oh, I got stuff for wacky rig. Don't worry about that.
I lost my wacky rig tool and a bunch of wacky rig hooks and all that. That's why I only had one Senko left with that O-ring.
So we got a cast cray here. You want to try one of them? We got it in green, or we got it in black and blue fleck.
Let's go black and blue.
Well, whopper plopper out of the way.
I've had some decent luck on the whopper plopper recently. Up at a reservoir.
I'll make this. You ever do the twin ring?
Yeah. But that's normally what I do, but
I try to do I call them clears, clear and a black. And makes it easier to separate them, or to cross them.
yeah.
And let's see here. And we can, I got some weedless, weighted ones. Or that there is, that's a 6 cents wacky rig hook there. And there's alien Helgi right there.
That's cool. That'd be pretty good for smallmouth up at,
A little,
you know, that would be really killer on?
that's mustard.
That would be killer on a drop shot.
Oh yeah. There's a
Oh,
clear. Oh yeah.
Cool. That would be deadly. Fishing up at.
There's a little shiner. And of course there's the alien bloods. Yeah, when they ain't all stretched out like it was on a hook, they're just, oh man, they're awesome. Oh, there's a black and blue flake.
Yeah, those would be pretty good on.
Yeah,
Drop shot.
Rick sent me them free.
Oh,
Yeah, you can Ned rig them or drop shot them. Oh, dude. I don't have the patience for it. Of course, then, you know, here's some Yamamotos. I love my Yamamotos still.
You have any, I saw you had bandito bugs, but do you have any other goon baits?
Yeah. I got all kinds of Googan crap. Oh, you know. Like right here. There's a lunker log. Bandito bug. Oh, I got crap strewed everywhere. Oh, I get my glasses. I'm gonna end up with a headache if I don't. There's some bandito bugs. There's a mixture. There's some slim shakes. More bandito bugs. Crack and crawl. Another crack and crawl. Oh, some more slim shake. Watermelon red.
Oh wow,
Dude.
I thought I had a lot of stuff.
There's some, oh, I got all kinds of junk in here. I got rod covers and I'm using them. If you ever buy braid, never buy that type of spider wire.
That's what I got on my one spinning reel.
The easy braid.
Yeah.
Oof. 30. I don't know about any of the lighter, but 30-pound test junk.
I got the 8 one. Well, I went with 65 when I was doing some heavy frog fishing.
There's some clouts, 16-ounce clouts. I got all kinds of crap. There's more slim shakes. There's some.
You got that out of the bin at the bottom.
Yep, just come out of the bottom bin. There's another one out the bottom of the bin.
Yeah.
I got all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Little yum frogs. Oh, sometimes I'll even run them on spinnerbait. Oh yeah. They even got some of them crazy things. I ain't never used them yet. Got them from Ollie's.
It looks like some kind of saltwater lure.
Yeah, but I know some guys that use them. They work. Yeah, lunk hunt spider. I got all kinds of junk. Little shad scent spray.
Oh, that's cool. I thought about getting some of the light target, like the bait ball things, but
A little bit of Z-Man, bang sticks.
are those?
But you have to, yeah, you have to weight them though, because they'll just sit right on top of the water. You have to, you know, do something. There's an Alabama rig. Ain't never hooked it up yet. No, there's some more slim shakes.
Gulp, I really like the gulp stuff when it comes to
Yep.
trying to catch like crappie or something.
These are from last year. They're probably going to be bad by the end of this year.
Oh, is that a spider?
Lunker spider? Oh yeah.
That's cool.
I've fished with it a couple times. I haven't caught anything on it yet,
No.
but I've seen them in person catch fish.
Yeah.
So
I've
I've
seen a bunch of people using them.
they real work.
to catch fish.
Yeah, there's my Crush 100X. There, it's in there, and it's in a box, and Quake 70's in a box, and I got Quake 80 or all kinds of junk.
You're talking about probably like around like 600, maybe 700 bucks right there in bait stuff.
I'm a frugal shopper. I like buying them when they're on sale.
Yeah.
Like most of the Googan stuff, when Big R was shutting down, oh, I wore them out.
What, a big R, then went to Field Stock.
Yep, stock and field. Now it's like RP Harvest.
Yeah. It's sad though from what they went from. They went from a really good like 6 aisles down to 2.
Yeah.
It's really sad.
Yeah, they were the only place you'd get Guggen around here. You know.
Where was it? I saw it somewhere.
Some of the tackle shops, smaller tackle shops had them, but
Yeah.
man, the price you have to pay, they wanted for me like, whew. Even with shipping online, if I'm buying 4 or 5 things, you know.
I didn't know this one floated.
It sinks extremely slow. I usually, you got any nail weights? So I usually put like a half a nail weight in one end, and it does pretty good. I don't mind Nico rigging if that's what needs to happen, but I don't like when you weight them, it messes with the way the worm falls too much. But if you ain't got one, just look in that same box that them hook stuff's in, there's nail weights in there. Yeah, I usually like put like half of one in there, and it just lets it fall real slow, you know, so it still has that weird movement. But if you put the whole one in there, it just goes zip, straight down. And I don't like that, because if I'm gonna do that, I'm just gonna Texas rig, you know, and let it fall that way. Cash Kratos sent their plastics. It don't have a whole lot, you can't really smell it a whole lot because it's more fish pheromone. So, but it is scented.
Last time I was fishing down here, this wasn't an issue. It's always down there, that driller.
Yeah. Oh, there's a bunch of it down here.
Last time I was down here, there's none.
Yeah, it's got to that point of the year, there's a bunch of it in here. Yep, I watch Lunkers. He's been more on Speak the Truth thing with the Ukraine Russian stuff going on, and I watch every episode of that. I hope Russia gets their ass fucking annihilated. I hope they screw up enough that they make a mistake and do something to NATO country, and we just go pulverize them. You know, it's just stupid the way they done Russia done everything. Oh, we're not gonna do nothing. We're just having training exercises. You bunch of liars. Yeah, I try not to get political or anything like that because, I mean, political parties are corrupt as can be on either side. Doesn't matter which one they are. And
well, the only reason I was bringing it up is the Guggen squad was good with when they just had Flair, AP, Lunker, Lake Ford, and who else is it? Who am I missing? One Rock.
yep.
Just those 5. And then they brought Lojo.
I like Lojo.
I liked him too until he joined the Guggen squad and then he became the way he did, because I was always a fan of Milliken Fishing.
Mm-hmm.
Loved him. Loved watching him. But and then he made that one video just like dogging on it. I'm just like, come on, man. It's about baits, really. Grow like not necessarily grow up, but like you're an adult.
Oliver Milliken made that video talking about the different Googan baits.
Yeah, and then Lojo fired back basically with the same thing.
Yeah.
That's one.
Oh,
That's better.
we got a hookup. Ah.
Oh, I had him for a second. And he ran into the hydro and got off. I might stop that.
Yeah, hydraulic can be a pain.
And it's just like, people make the same bait. Like,
You can only make so many bait,
yeah.
you know. And, you know, like a lot of companies, you know, they talk about the bandito bug. Like, oh, that's the same, you know, as the rage bug, you know, type of scoop and everything like that. Well, you know, the rage bug wasn't even their original design on the trailer scoops. Can't remember who the guy was, but it wasn't anything to do with Strike King. You know, they all, you know, got permission. You know, they have to pay royalties. You know, so it is what it is. You know, I don't care. I mean, if people really want to get real technical, you know, the Cream is the first one to make soft plastic.
Yeah.
Worm.
The original worm.
Well, then, you know, everybody is copying him.
Yeah.
You know, I don't get into all the, you know, that stuff. It's stupid. You know, I mean, if it's a bait and it works, I'll use it. I don't care who made it.
Yeah.
You know.
That's what I was like, trying to get at. It's like, people are going to make the same bait. It's just another way to make money.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yep.
Especially when there's like all these off-brand cheap Chinese companies.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, what are they going to do? Go out to all those individual creators and arrest them? Like, it's just fishing. I never thought people would take fishing so seriously to the point where it costs people to lose millions.
Yeah. I mean, look at the Gary Yamamoto Senko. By far, that is most well known and probably has caught more fish on Senko type baits than any other. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Little scoundrels. Every once in a while you'll see some bass over there slamming under that tree.
That was a bad thing. Let me go grab my frog.
You never know. I mean, if you didn't 100% tell that was a carp, it could have been a bass. There's some 5-6 pounders in this leg of the canal. I missed a 4-pounder here yesterday on that lunker log in there that was cut off right down here, just past that little stick sticking out of the water.
I mean, the way it
Got it right up to the bank, and all I seen was a mouth about that big. Hook come right out of his mouth. I seen it was just he was just skin hooked into the skin, and I just seen it just rip right out. I was like, oh really? Talking 21, 22 inch bass, and I need something like that severely for the catch 22.
Shoot, let me give you the swim bait that I got. You'll probably catch it. I got it's like a 7-inch paddle tail swim bait. Huge bait.
Oh, I got a 6-inch trace in there.
Yeah.
I ain't even used it yet.
I bought it up for they're on the Grand Lake.
Yeah.
60
Oh, wow.
Every time he goes out, he brings it back over this pond. This pond is usually like a tad bit smaller than Bill's Green Pond.
Yeah.
But it's deeper because he built it himself.
Mm-hmm.
So he knew how to build it and all that.
Field stream's pretty deep. It was originally built 26 foot deep. I worked with a boy. He National Guard's one built it for him. He was in National Guard after he retired from the military, went National Guard with the post there in Lima. And the post there in Lima and Shawnee, they teamed up together and built it for Field and Stream. It was supposed to have been 32 feet deep, but they hit rock. So it's 26 foot. They hit a rock bottom in there. So they stopped. Yeah, right here. I was standing on that rock right there yesterday. That big one popped off. I casted, hit right under the tree there, and we're just popping that worm. Texas rig, weedless and weightless. Just popping it and let it fall. Like the third time I popped it on the fall, line went that way. I jerked back on it, got right here to the bank, and it just tore right out. I'm like, woo. A little rocky this year, rock. Mm-hmm.
Went back to my sub, I seen the water that was white.
Mm-hmm.
White name is probably like this long. And it's closer, and then it's flying that snapping turtle was probably not as big as like 30 pounds.
Dang.
Then I threw my worm in front of his face. It turned on it. I thought it was gonna kill it, but it got away.
Wow. Oh. There we go. Oh, I don't know if you'll measure or not. Dang. Got him pretty good. He wasn't gonna come off.
I'd say he's a little bit hungry.
Yeah, just a tad bit. I don't know if he's gonna measure or not. He don't look like he's 14. Now, 13 3/4.
So close. I'm actually gonna bust that frog real quick and put you.
Tore my bandito bug up though. It'd be tricky sometimes. Here, where we go. No, go ahead and close it. Oh yeah, I've got catfish out here. I seen a kid one time walking with a huge catfish out of here. I was like, dang. I stopped him and talked to him. Yeah. He, somewhere in this area, he was walking from this way, and I was, you know, pulled up stop sign down there, and it's probably 4 or 5 years ago. Seen him walking with it. I'm like, where'd you catch that at, buddy? He's like, oh, right down the canal here.
Did he release it?
No, he took it home to eat it.
A little canal like this, giant fish, that'd be fun to catch again.
I asked him, I said, what are you gonna do with that? He said, oh, I love catfish. We're gonna eat this. I'm like, there you go.
I've only seen people catch bullheads.
Yeah, this place is loaded with bullheads.
That's all I ever see.
Yeah, there's a few in here, you know. So that's funny, I missed that bass twice. Oh, on the first cast before that one, I caught it. Oh yeah, ouch, that stung. That one might measure 14. Maybe. Right in the roof of the mouth.
Now, did you win anything from this catch of 22?
They have some different prizes, stuff, donated stuff. It's, to me, it's the catch 22. I don't know if you know what it's about. Like veterans of PTSD, stuff like that, you know. Come on. Oh, baby. 14 1/4. Get up there. Relax. No. 14, but I'll take it. It's another 1/4 inch. But it's, you know, for awareness for them and everything. At the end of the year, whoops. I might have moved that too quick. Then it ends in December. It's like it started in February and ends in December. It's like 10 months. And Chad Hoover from the KBF, Kayak Bass Fishing, He's one that started it up. But you get dog, you know, at the end of the year, you'll get dog tags. And if you know, you're fishing against Chad Hoover in every state that it's in, because he plans on getting to every state to get his, you know, any 22 fish, you know, any 22 species, and then the 22 black bass. So you have to beat him as well. So.
Now, are you allowed to fish anywhere?
Yep. So it's the rules aren't like the KBF on it, you know, where you have to be in public waters. As my understanding anyway, because he said you know, fish anywhere. So there's 374 anglers in it right now throughout, I think it's 20 something states, and there's 7,776 fish been submitted. I've submitted probably 60 so far. Yeah, but you just, you know, you calling out. It's just, I mean, yeah, I'd like to win, but, you know, to me, it's just, you know, the fun of it. You know, it's just more of, you know, to challenge yourself. He was talking next year of doing a 484 challenge, which is 22 bass. In order to get 484 inches, you gotta be at least 22 inches long, average. So, yeah. I don't think it's gonna be for any of the Ohio boys. You know, I mean, yeah, I've caught bass bigger than 22 inches here, but it'd be hard to catch 22 of them. Yeah. Well, we might have to. It's like down by the Bloody Bridge. You know what that is? Right past it, that pond there. There's some giants in there. They won't, I can't, I've even took minnows down there. Free rigged a minnow on like 6 pound test mono. The minnow just swim around. Bass won't touch them. Like on the Berkeley, I think it's a gold translucent, which is, I mean, it's pretty much invisible in water. You know, if you're worried about water, I mean, I don't really worry about, you know, a fish seeing the line, but those bass are just, I don't know. I've seen some 7-8 pounders swimming around in there. So middle right in front of their face, they look at it and swim away. We have another one up on this bank. So we're gonna get the third one out of the same area. Nope, not this time. Caught one bass this year by that rose bush sticking out in the water. That was a 19-incher I caught. One of them. I got a few of them in the 19-inch range. Yeah, but if you want to get you a catch board and get into that catch 22, it's a pretty cool little thing, you know. I'll see it more of a challenge myself. I mean, I'd like to get at least 400 inches this year. you know, and 22 bass. Mm-hmm. Must be down there chasing some little minnows. There's a big old pile of hydrilla right down there.
The only problem with this reel that I've had is the handle. It won't stop getting loose. That's, other than that, this reel is amazing. I love it.
What kind is it?
It's, I can't really remember. I bought it off my neighbor. My neighbor, he goes around yard sales.
Mm-hmm.
Yard sales. And he buys stuff and then he gives it to me. Yeah, I'm not sure of the brand, but I looked it up and it was like $50, so that might be the reason why. But like, I take it apart, I retighten it. It's just, I don't know why.
Does it have machined aluminum nut on it?
Yeah. Is that why?
Probably.
Oh, well, it's failed. I'll just buy myself a new reel. I mean, I got plenty of money right now.
Yeah, Six Gill brought out another new reel recently called the Nimbus. And everybody says it's better than the Hamar. I'm like, well, I don't know. I hadn't bought one of them. It's I think like 220, 230 bucks. Nah, where you at? Come on now. How did you loop in there? Aha. That's what a lot of people hate about braid. It'll wrap around anything. I'll put up with it though.
Yeah, depending on what I'm using the braid on. I will personally, I like to use leaders. Like, if I'm like jig fishing or something, because especially in that clear water, those are shot away from it.
Yeah, they are.
When I'm fishing like any of my top waters and I have braid, I will never use leader.
I mean, I caught my biggest bass, 10 pound, 13 ounce bass. Okay. On the old Stren, 110 pound test, high vis yellow braid. You know, you can't prove to me that because of the line is gonna, or a fish saying the line's gonna matter. I just, it doesn't compute in me.
Well, whenever when I'm fishing real clear water, they'll try wet. They'll get real close to the boat or the bank, and all of a sudden I don't know if it's because they can see me or if it's honestly it might be me. I just always thought it was braid. I was always told to use a leader whenever I use braid on anything that's like not top water.
That's what a lot of people say, and it's like, I catch a lot of bass, you know, and I catch bass in high pressured areas too. you know, where if anything, they're going to be scared, you know. Like over on Zion Church Road, over by the Auglaize, there's an old quarry there, and that water is crystal clear. You know, I've caught a few bass out of there. You know, I've never seen a whole lot of bass in there, but I've caught a few bass. And you know, I'd sit there and run a jig or run. Well, last time I was fishing there, I was using a Kraken crawl, weightless, Texas rig, weedless. Cast it out there and let that thing sink and just watch it on the bottom, you know. And had like 7 or 8 bass come up there at one time, and just all of them was like button hitting each other, slamming onto that thing, you know. And I'd even put some fluorescent green spike it on the claws, you know, to make it even more visible. So I don't know, the line color and fish seeing the line, you know, if a fish is gonna see the line, he's gonna see that hook too. And there's people I know that, you know, if the hooks ain't red, they don't want to use it. That bait ain't got red on it, they won't use it, you know, unless they can put red on it. Oh, I figured we'd done a little better down here. Actually done better down here yesterday.
You were doing better. I don't know, I normally throw whatever. This is normally what I normally throw, and I hammer them, but it's like you're the king of the canal.
I fished it for years. I wouldn't call myself the king of it. There's times when I rarely get skunked, but this year I've been skunked like 5 or 6 times. It's like, man, you know, get them to hit and get wrapped, you know, to the bank and they spit me. It's like, really? You know, there's a good spot for your wacky all around that. And this in here too. I've been fishing this canal for 20 years or so. Well, actually, we moved to Spencerville in 2001, and I'd started fishing it before we moved down here. We lived in Lima then, and my wife's mom lived down here, and we'd come down, you know, and visit, and I'd bring fishing pole.
That's how I am anywhere. Anywhere I know where there's water and my parents are going somewhere, I'll just bring it home. One of my dad's buddies, Matt Coffey, he lived here. He was a kid. He remembers seeing people pull up.
Used to be some giants in here. I think they just died off. Yeah. Yeah, make that spinnerbait work better. Especially get on the wind-blown bank.
Learned that one from Debo.
Did you?
Yeah. Spinnerbaits and wind-blown banks are hand in hand.
I learned that from Charles Spence, or not Charles Spence, but straight, get my mouth clear, Bill Dance. When I met him at Strike King, that's another thing he told me. Like, boy, have you ever run that spinnerbait, or if you ain't running spinnerbait, and you got a wind's blowing, you got a wind-blown bank, He said, run along that bank or cast to it and reel away from it, you know, out. He said, because that wind pushes those bait fish against the bank and the bass will hang out there and just pulverize them. It works. A lot of people tell me, oh, that's just fluke. No, that's true. Of course, you know, Debo, he's a big bill dance guy too.
It was a little bit farther way down though, but that's where I caught a giant carp.
Mm-hmm.
Using corn.
Probably the biggest bass I've caught out of the canal has been right down in here. I don't know if it's in front of this tree or that tree. It was one of them two trees there. I didn't weigh it, but I know it was a 5 3/4 pound. I didn't either until 2 years ago. I've always fished it and never catch something, maybe like 6-8 inch bass. That'd be it. And I hadn't fished it for 3 or 4 years, and I was fishing up at the other end, you know, on the other side of 2nd Street, up that way where I would always catch fish, and I wasn't catching nothing up there. Just catching right here by this bridge, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna venture on, work my way all the way down to the dam there, and between the bridge there at 4th and the dam that day, I don't know, caught about 15, 16 bass. Then I caught that giant one. Did we double?
No, there I got it.
Oh. Calm down.
You catch the actual bass and I catch the grass.
Oh, you're not gonna measure. You're still fun though. Ripped right out your mouth. Thanks, bud. My favorite lure.
I've been trying to get Palmapil swim baits like simple ones where you just on a weighted swim bait hook.
Yep.
Or a jig head. I really love those. Got a lot of fish on that.
Yeah, they work. I have some of those. I'll throw them on spinnerbait every once in a while, turn them upside down.
I've heard of that trick, but
if you turn them the right way, they mess with the spinnerbait too much.
yeah.
The action of it, they'll make your spinnerbait roll. Unless you just really turn it slow, and then your paddle tail's just doing that. Yeah, it's barely.
I've heard that trick on chatterbait, turn them upside down.
Chatterbaits, and if your paddle tail's too big, then you need to trim it.
Yeah.
There's times I'll cut like half off of each side, and it's
Like, using sometimes.
flukes are good. I haven't got any yet, but that Gary Yamamoto Zako fluke type thing
I got some of those.
is that little weird segmented,
Yeah, I got some of those.
and
Some you can have some, I got plenty.
they say those are about the best trailer to put on chatterbait.
Yeah, I have the real ones, and then I have the Bass Pro Shops ones. Yeah, because I think I saw a video of you using like the micro chatterbait down there.
Mm-hmm.
When you were catching it. Like that.
Now I got one of the stealth jackhammers. I just hate paying that price for jackhammers. It's like, it's ridiculous. You know, I mean, American Legacy had, you know, their jackhammers on sale, and Gramps put it out on Friday. American Legacy, you know, got them on sale. You know, you can get 10% off, blah blah blah, and all that stuff. I'm like, awesome. You know, okay, they had them on sale for $11.99. Then get 10% off. You know, and I was gonna do it that night. I'm like, just give them in the morning. I got on in the morning. The only thing they had left was stealths, and they only had the spot remover and there was another one. I might forget. I just bought spot remover, then I bought a cross eyes, and the cross eyes, I missed 4 bass in a row right in through here. 4 bass in a row. So I took out my pliers. I cut the weed guards off of it, because I don't set the hook right away on a spinnerbait or a chatterbait. I give them a second to get it inhaled, because you can yank. Yeah, and it's like, nope. I cut it off, and 2 casts later, caught a bass. A couple casts after that, caught another bass. Come back up through here where I'd missed the ones at, and I end up catching one of them. Good idea, but doesn't work for me. I'm trying to get a little bit better on setting hook on spinner baits and chatterbaits, but
Nice.
uh-oh,
That's nice.
hooked up.
I don't know where he's at.
He's running to the bank. Get out your way. He's up in the grass right here. Keep tension on him. Oh, that is a nice one. Woo, that's probably a 3-pounder or so. Keep that rod tip down. Maybe not 3, but easy, easy. Oh yeah. Just barely hooked. Right in the corner mouth. That's what we were after right there. Wacky rig doesn't trig. Look at that. Right on Cash Cray. I've taken pictures of that and sent Cash Cray on Instagram. You'll make it on Cash Cray's website. Most likely on their Instagram and Facebook, the whole 9 yards. Oh, come on, cat. There we go. Come on, phone, anytime. We're right there. Boom. Oh, yeah. Cash Cray knocked it out.
So I'm hitting, and I was just like, wow.
Gotta love them light setups, huh?
Yeah. Well, he was just barely hooked too. Wow, he got me. All the way against?
Yep, close his mouth, push him out. What you got there? Look at that. 16, 3, oh, man, he's right there at almost 17. Dang.
You want
Oh, I'll take a picture of him. Pop, 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 pop. I can't use it for the Catch-22, but I will take a picture of him for you. Oh, yeah. That's a nice one.
Yeah, it is.
I ain't got my scales with me. They're in my truck. Probably,
I got a scale
maybe.
on me, but it's not digital. I don't know how good that would be.
Hey, you can still see. They still work.
3.
So I figured about 3.
That's nice.
Oh yeah.
This is the ones that I usually catch the front with the frogs on. I just felt them in and I was like, oh, that's not a small fish.
Black and blue 6-stick.
I was right underneath that tree right there. Thing of trees.
Come on now. I can never remember how to do this stupid thing. I'm not much on Instagram. But we will. Get you up on there.
Surprisingly, my line isn't even frayed. Man, that was nice.
I can't see. Notice I brought my other glasses. No! Don't do that. Trying to find the hashtag and I can't find it. There we go. I'm blind. Come on. That's you Bassmaster 40707, right?
Yeah,
Down
that
there?
one, yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted to show you this, but this was a bait that I tried to make. Big swim bait. I tried. Sadly, it doesn't work. But
What's the matter with it?
I didn't put enough weight in it so it doesn't sink all the way. Like it sits like that.
That to put some more weight in it.
Yeah. And I got some stuff to make a lip. So it might be a lip to it.
You ever watch Marlin Bates?
Yep. He's
That
the one
dude.
that inspired me to make it.
That dude's pretty cool.
I wanted to show you the bait from that hybrid. Look at that bite mark right there.
He was beating it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with them dudes, man. They got some sharp gill
And
plates.
then I bought what are these called? Walking bait. So this is a Berkeley version, the Jaywalker, and
Kind of like Strike King, Sexy Dog.
Yeah, and I was gonna try to use that to catch the hybrids out there, but I can't really get them hit on top water.
I've like I said, I've had them chase. That's it. And I had 3 of them one day chase me at the same time. They were like all 3 right together chasing. You know, and I was running a little Sonic Swing minnow, which they don't make no more, sadly. And I was running that, you know, it's probably like 2.5 inch version of it. I forget what the size was. A little gold blade on it. It's a little inline spinner bait. Chasing like you son of guns.
A lot of people that know that catfish out there, they catch them on liver, on the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, they're a meat eater. Yeah, there's Pig Patrol. The guy there, Josh, on it. There's another one that's Thai Pig Patrol, but then you got Pig Patrol, and he catches the hybrids and stuff and all that. He'll come on cut bait.
There's that Zacho.
Oh yeah.
Full chatterbait. I might throw this one out a little bit. I don't know. 'Cause I'm just looking at all these
Oh, you can rip right through it.
spots of weed, and chatterbait's really good along that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right, even right through it. It goes better through it than a spinnerbait. You get in there, if you get stuff built up on you, and just yank it real quick, and that stuff will just cut right off. I've caught bass in the summertime, you know, or in this kind of weather here, you know, on a chatterbait, but it's